zoom in. Right, let me just switch on my tablet so I can see everybody. Hello, Sherry in Ohio. Oh dear, I'm really tired, so you have to bear with me. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Anne in the Netherlands. Hello, everybody. How are we all? Let me just start my... Come on, tablet. You need to keep up. My tablet's having a moment. Just bear with. I'm hoping my desk is sort of straight. Oh, is that going to be... Let me just sort out my desk a second, because I feel like I need to zoom. Oh no. Here we go. That's better. Dance of the zoom. We'll go with that, I think. It's a little bit zoomed out, but I think we're going to need it relatively zoomed out. Yeah, so we can see what's going on. Hello, everybody. Well, I'm just waiting for my tablet to catch up. And then, yeah. Right, yeah, you can see a few bits. You can see a bit of my gunk on my desk. I apologise for that. Just push that out of the way. You can see the corner of my tablet. You've got the new papers. Yay! Thank you, Vicky. You're always the first. Always the first. My faithful Etsy purchaser. I feel like I want to zoom in a little bit more, but if I zoom in a bit more, we could end up completely well and truly zoomed in. So I'm not going to zoom in just yet. I shall leave it and then see. I do want to zoom in a little more, but oh gosh, if I zoom in, are we going to end up with the dance of the zooms possibly? Oh no. Oh, okay. Maybe we'll just settle with that. We'll just settle with that. I think I preferred it how it was, but anyway, we'll go with that. Oh, that was too much. There we go. Right, okay, we'll go with that. Sorry about the swinging. It's swinging in the wind. I apologise for that. Right, who else we got? Hi, Helen. Hi, Liz. Beautiful autumn day. Good, because my new paper pad is all about autumn. So I thought I'd, get seasonal. Hi, Laurie. How are you? How are you? Let me just angle my camera. Sorry, I'm just tweaking here. It's so difficult. I just wish I could get my head around the whole setting it up with live streaming software, because it would make things a whole lot easier. Hi, Liz. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I shall take you through it in a minute. In fact, I'll do it now while we're talking. So this has already gone up on YouTube and on Etsy. Haven't done the Insta yet because I was trying to do stuff. I wish you could schedule, but I haven't worked out how you do that. So this is the new pack that is now live on my... just trying to do the quality on my screen at the same time as talking, which is not very good. Yes, which is now up on my Etsy shop. So this paper pack I actually made literally right at the beginning, so April, when I first started doing packs. This was one of the ones I did, and it's been sat here for ages. And actually the card we're doing today, I cut all the pieces out for it literally months ago, and it's been sat there on the side waiting to be made. And I was in two minds today because I'm a bit lacking in sleep, as usual. I mean, usual, brain on half speed. But yeah, I decided that we'd do it because I'd already cut all the pieces out for it. So wish me luck, because today could be interesting. How much further do we need to get? One more, and then it's next week's pack after that. So yeah, so this is the pack. So nice and autumnal, and that's it. That's the last page. So yeah, nice and autumnal colours. They all kind of go together. And yeah, I do quite like it actually. It's quite nice. It reminds me a bit of the Golden Flora one. It's very similar to the Golden Flora one actually, but in autumnal colours. But I like Golden Flora, so there you go. Hi Kerry, hi Chris. So yeah, so that is the paper pack. So that's the new paper pad. I'm going to put that away. We are going to be using papers from that today. The card we are making is one that is very similar to one that I've seen on Mixed Up Crafts channel. I've tweaked mine slightly though, because I've done like a double display version, and I've also hers was done with, I think, well, one of the ones, she's done quite a few of them, but one of the ones that I saw that she did was actually from dies, whereas obviously mine isn't. Mine's just cut out. So I haven't used any measurements from hers. I've just made up my own measurements. So yeah, and I've double displayed it. Hi Robin, hi Kerry. So this is the card. It's a 5x7 double tower card. Well, it's a 5x7 double display tower card. This one's actually made out of the winter. Oh gosh, my brain. Bear with. Let me just see what it's called. My brain's really not working today. Winter Wonderland by Winter Wonderland pack by DRK Crafts, Dovecraft. If you go over to their website, you can see it over there. So that's what it looks like when it's stood up. And then that's the front, like the front way round. If you wanted to, you could do it this way round. And I was in two minds to do it this way round. That's another way you could do it if you wanted to. But today I'm going to do it so that then you've got either this bit to write on, or you can have these two pieces to write on. You can do it either way. And obviously it packs down and fits in an envelope for 5x7. So, but it's just quite, I like ones that then pop up and make a massive great card, but you can still fit it in a 5x7 envelope. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do today. So I've on this white, I don't know if you can see this white paper, it's just white and grey, but I've just put some little silver glitter pen on it because I was going to put gems, but I didn't want to. You probably can't see it, actually, you can't see it. You can sort of see it catching the light a little bit maybe. Yeah, so I just went off, and where the berries are, I'll just use a glitter pen on it. You probably can't see it. You can sort of see the occasional little flash. But yeah, so that's the card we're doing today. So there's different ways you can decorate it. I've done it with panels here, and then I've just done these squares and then one big piece up the middle. If you wanted to, you could do like strips going across and then smaller strips. You could do these as whole pieces and then do squares in between. You know, you could decorate it how you want to decorate it, really. I'm going to give you the measurements for this one. And with this one as well, I didn't use a mat. I only used pattern paper because there's so much going on. But I'd already cut out mats and patterns for this one. So I'm going to tell you what the mats and the patterns are. But if you want to just do patterns, then the mat measurements, use those. And in the description below, I've already put the measurements in. And they are for just the pattern paper, not the matte version. I don't think I've put the mats in. I think I've just put the patterns in because I don't think you need mats, and actually it makes it a lot more chunky if you do that as well. So yeah, so that is the card. Let us get into it. Let us get into it. How is everybody, by the way? How's everyone's weather? It's grey, raining, cold, miserable here. That's how it is here. Definitely autumn. That little heat wave we had has definitely finished, definitely gone away, passed by, never to return till next year, by the feels of it. But anyway, that's good. It's autumn, isn't it? It's one of them. The only thing I don't like about autumn is Halloween. Otherwise, I like autumn. I don't mind a bit of firework night. Firework night's okay. It does annoy me a bit because it starts. I remember when I was growing up, firework night used to start on, you know, November the 5th and end on November the 5th. But these days it starts in like, I don't know, end of September and then doesn't finish till like, oh, I don't know, some late time. So yeah. Are you on fire alert? Oh dear, Vicky. Wow. Okay. Different. Well, because you're going into spring into summer, aren't you? That's the thing. Yeah, you've got a different. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh dear. I hope everything happens, you know, is okay. You don't end up with any fires. Dear me. Chris, you got the same weather as me or the same weather as Vicky? And now it's dry, lots of wind, but expecting a lot of rain here in the Netherlands. Okay, yeah. Bushfire season. Oh dear. That does not sound like any fun. That doesn't. Hi, Karen. Hi, Karen. That does not sound like fun. Right. Okie dokie. So you're going to need 2 base card pieces that are 5.5 by 7. And on both of them, on the short edge, you're going to score at 2.5 and at 5. If you've got a big piece of card that's like 19 inches long, then you don't need to have all these separate pieces. But most people don't have that. I've actually got some big long off cuts, which are long. And yeah, and so that's what I made that blue and silver card out of. So I just use one big long piece. But obviously most of you won't have that. So in fact, probably not any of them probably won't have any. Well, probably won't have that. Hi Chris. So yeah, same as me, grey and oval. Yeah. Hi Debbie in Brisbane. Yes, you could, Karen. You can see the card. So the card is a double display tower card. So this is the card. It starts off like that and it opens up to be like that. So that's the card we're making today. It fits in a envelope for a 5x7. Hi Louise. Fits down to fit in a 5x7 envelope. Yeah, an envelope for 5x7 card. So that's what it looks like. And so I've just used the Winter Wonderland papers from Dovecraft. So yeah, and then just my own little glitter here. Very nice, and the decoupage pad as well. But it's a very nice card. I do like it a lot. Hi Sandra, don't worry. Thank you, Karen. These are actually nail wraps. Let me see if you can see them. So if you can see, these are actually nail wraps from Lily and Fox. And yes, I'm digging the nail wraps from Lily and Fox. So if you want nail wraps, if you want to do your nails and you don't want them chipping, you don't want them just being annoying the whole time, get nail wraps. And they make your nails really, because my nails are getting really brittle from having to keep, you know, doing them all the time. And then after, I've been using nail wraps now from Lily and Fox for about, probably since the beginning of July, something like that. And my nails have improved so much, like so much. So if you want to have nice nails, but you don't want the faff of painting them, and you don't want the faff of having brittle nails, check out Lily and Fox. I'm not getting paid to say that, not getting any commission or any perks. I'm just recommending them because they're good. And I spent ages looking for good nail things, and these are really good. Oh, do you? Okay. They've got so many different designs. They've got like, these are actually like a white lace flower design, but there's loads. They've got loads of different designs. They've got they've got plain colors, and they've got design. They've got loads of really nice ones. And all I do is I just wipe your nails down with like alcohol ink, alcohol like you would normally do, let it dry, and then just whack the wraps on. And then I usually trim, because I haven't quite sure, I just trim them and then just cut my nails. You're supposed to like file, I think, but I have tried that and I get a better result by clipping. And then I put about 3 or 4 coats of clear top coat over the top, UV ones. You can use normal, but I can't be bothered to wait. A UV nail on, and they usually last me about 2 weeks, 3 weeks sometimes. Anyway, so we digress. That's the one I'm looking for. Right, so then you need a piece that is 7 by 9. Now, on this, you really want to be selective where you score. However, that is easier said than done. So because of that, I'm just going to score top to bottom. And it just means when we come to folding, we have to be careful. That's all I'm going to say. And you will have a score line where you're not folding, okay? So just be aware of that. So if you want to dodge the things, you can, but I'm just gonna score top to bottom, and then you'll see what I mean. So we're gonna score at 1, at 2, and at 3, and then we're also gonna score at 6, 7, and at 8. So what you really need to do is you really need to score at 1. You want to score down an inch, miss an inch, down an inch, miss an inch, down an inch, miss an inch, and then the bottom inch. But that's complicated. This is why I just do top to bottom. It's a lot easier. Hi Jackie, don't worry. I will show what we're making again, just bear with. So we are making, for those who just joined, bear with, if those of you have seen it, it's a double display tower card, and it folds down to fit in an envelope for a 5x7. That's what it looks like from the top. And I'm going to show you one with mats and layers, and we're going to be using the new Autumnal Fields pack that I've got. Okay, so we've done that. So now what I want to do is bring in, you can use a trimmer if you want, it does make it a little bit easier. Hi Joanne. It does make it a little bit easier, but where's my, oh, there's my ruler. What you want to do is, I'm hoping you can see my score lines. If I do this, can you see my score lines? I don't want to crease them because some places I don't want to crease and some I do. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, sort of you can. Anyway, so I'm going to come down the first score line and I'm going to mark every inch. So I'm going to make a little mark at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 all the way down. Just a little mark like that. And I'm going to do the same on the last score line. So I'm just going to mark again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so then we turn it around. We grab my Stanley knife. I should have got out beforehand. What we're going to do is line up your first lot of marks, so your 1-inch marks, which is there and there. And I'm going to cut from the first score line past the second to the third, and I'm going to stop. So I'm going to go across to here, and then I'm going to go from score line at 6 inches past 7 and then stop at 8. And I'm going to do that on all of my 1-inch marks going down. And I'm going to have to stand up to do this, otherwise I'm not going to be able to see what I'm doing. And it's quite important that you kind of stop at the right place, don't go too far. So on a trimmer it's quite cool because you could probably do it quite easily, but it's just a case of making sure your blades are nice and sharp because you don't want fluffy lines, which is why I decided to do Stanley knife and metal rule. There we go. Yeah, exactly, Karen. So Karen's just saying about with for those of you watching on replay and not looking at the live chat, this is where a trimmer comes in handy. Drop the blade where you need it and cut down 1 inch, move the paper along, repeat. Exactly. So with this is where as well, if you're scoring and you're scoring on a trimmer, like a one that scores and trims, again you would be able to accurately score and miss. So on this first line you want that score line, but you don't want this score line. So again you'd be able to like do 1 inch, miss 1 inch, do 1 inch, miss 1 inch with the score. So again that would be easier done. I've actually got a score trimmer thing that I could have used, but anyway, I thought I'd do it this way because not everyone's got it, and then you can see how it turns out. Okay, so that is all of our cutting. I take this out of the way. Hopefully you can see that. Yes, this is true, Karen. When you don't have dies and you're dangerous with a craft knife, you learn alternatives. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right, now the best way I've discovered to do this is if you come in the top here, okay, and get a pencil, come under this first bit and then go over and then just over all the way down. And I find this just kind of helps with trying to get the score lines in place, because what we want to do is we don't want to fold these lines here. We do want to fold those, and we do want to fold all of those, and then here again we don't want to fold these, but we do want to fold these. So what I'm thinking of doing, this is what I did with my other one, is if you just kind of coax them a little bit, use your pencil kind of it just helps to raise them up a little bit, I find, and just kind of give them a little bit of a push like this. And then when you've sort of got them so they're kind of a little bit creased, you can then come in and start bending where you need to bend and not where you don't need to bend. But this is why it's good not to score these sections, you see. So now I've got that, I can now very gently coax this down like that, and then when I've got it in place, I can then go ahead with my score tool and just give it a good score. Now mine's slightly out, as you can probably see at the bottom there. To be honest, my other one was slightly out, so it's not the end of the world, it's just the way things are. I'm going to flip this over. If you want to correct it, you can. It might just be where I've not quite scored properly, or it could, I don't know, it could be anything. So that's your first one done. And then we're going to do the same on this side. So again, I'm just going to go in with this. I just find it helps just to kind of bend them slightly. Just trying not to get a pencil everywhere. Just so that then you can kind of get in there a bit easier. So we're going to bend that one, bend that one. You want to bend this one. I'm going to bend that one in the middle. And that one, and that one. Literally just coaxing them as best I can. So bend that one, and bend that one, and then I'm going to turn it round so I'm working the same way as I just was. just going to very carefully. Oh, I know this is quite. Well, it's not that thick a card actually. You don't want to do this with thick card, by the way. Just putting that out there. The silver one that I did, the example I showed you, that's about a 350 GSM card, which I did struggle with when I came to this bit. I mean, it makes it nice and solid, but obviously you definitely don't want to do mattes if you're doing that. Doing that kind of thickness, got no chance. So let's just go and give these a good old burnish. Okay, so there's your card. So if you wanted to, you could stop there. So I know Mixed Up Craft, hers was very similar to this. It was just basic, but hers is actually thinner because I think it's done from a die. So I was trying to work out a version without a die. So you could stop here if you wanted to, but I want to double display it. You know me. I like to take things a bit further. So with your 5.5, no, your 5.5 by 7, the little tab line is going to be a valley. So I'm just going to fold that over there like that. And then the next one is going to be a mountain. Or is it? Or is it going to be a valley as well? No, hang on a second. Let me work this out. No, so I've done that wrong. So it's the opposite way around. So it's actually a mountain and then a valley. It's like that. A mountain and a valley. And you can do the same with the other one. So you want a mountain where your tab is. Hi, Louise. It's Louise. Hi, Valerie. Don't worry. Don't worry. So we're doing a double display version of this, Valerie. Okay. I'll show you the other one in a minute. You'll see this. You'll see what it looks like in a minute, actually, when we stick this one on. Okay. So you end up with two pieces that are like that. Okay, so that's what you're heading for. So what we're going to do is stick these tabs behind here like that. So you can either use wet glue or you can use red tape. I'm going to go wet glue, I think. Diane, no, you haven't missed that much. You just missed the main base. Which I guess we're on to decoration now, putting together decoration. So I haven't missed loads, but it doesn't take that long. It's not, see, I wouldn't say it wasn't complicated. It is sort of complicated, but it sort of isn't at the same time. I don't know how to describe it. So then we're going to line this edge up with the fold line here. And one thing I would do is I would just put it down how it's supposed to be and just make sure, especially if you're using glue, just make sure it's not wonky. So that's fine, like that. So that's there. And then I know exactly, Diane. I'm glad it does replay. I have to say, and I quite like replays when I'm watching other people's live streams, because I was watching Donna Gray the other morning, and because hers is on when I'm doing a school run, so I couldn't really fully pay attention. But I really liked what she was doing, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to catch up. I'm gonna have to watch that back, and so I did. I watched it back, and yeah, it's just easier. And it means you can skip past the bits. So the bits where I'm waffling on, you don't want to listen to me waffling on. You can just skip past them. So yeah, right. So in the middle here, it should pretty much, doesn't matter if you've got a gap. It's better having a gap than not having a gap. Okay, Karen. Yeah, there will be a tutorial for it at some point when I'm feeling brave and I've had some sleep. It will be coming at some point. It will be coming at some point. Right. So that is your base, basically. Nicely done. There's your base, and now we just need to decorate. So for this, you are going to need, I'm going to do the little squares at the end. I think I'm going to do the big panels first. So you're going to need, oh my goodness, let me just get these out. So they're going to go on there like that, and then that's there, that's at the back. I need to not lose my little squares. That's there, and that's there. So you are going to need, I'm going to measure these because my notes are wrong. You're going to need 4, if you're going to use base pieces, okay. Hi, Cindy. We are making this card, which is this card. This is the finished one. And it's a 5x7 double display tarot card. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to be using my own papers. This is the Autumnal Fields. I would advise using just pattern. But if you want to use matte and pattern, then these are your measurements. So if you're using matte and pattern, you need 4 pieces of matte that are 2 1/4 by 6 3/4, and 4 pattern pieces that are 2 inches by 6 1/2. If you're just using pattern, then just go with those mat measurements for your pattern pieces. So 4 of those. You need one big piece in the middle, and this big piece in the middle, the mat is 2 3/4 by 6 3/4, and the pattern is 2.5 by 6.5. Again, if you're just using pattern, then use your mat measurements, the ones I've just given you, for your patterns. Then for the 2 strips, you need 2 pieces that are 7/8 by 6 3/4, and then your pattern pieces are 3/4 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch by 6 5/8. Okay, so that is for those two. Again, if you're just using patterns, and you'll notice this one I've got a bigger border because I got the measurements wrong, so that's just that. You will also need another one of these mats for the back, because that's what you're going to put your white piece on. So the same measurements you've used for the mat and the pattern, you're going to use for your mat and your white. Okay, so that is that. So then all you need are your squares. So I'm going to come to squares in a minute. Let's stick these down first, and then we'll come to all the squares. This is quite a good card for using up your scraps. So if you've got in, you know, we all have paper pads where we've got little bits here and there, and they're like 3/4 of an inch strips and stuff where you've had to trim things off. This is perfect for that, because you can really get rid of all of your, you know, little scrappy bits. Little tip though, what I would do is, if you have got strips of pattern paper that you're going to use and they're like 3/4 of an inch, they're the right size to use, make sure that you put some double-sided tape on the back of them first before you cut them up into the squares, because that way you're already taped up. It just makes life a whole lot easier, which is what I did here. So I just literally did a big massive great strip of tape all the way across the strip of pattern paper and the mat as well, and then just literally cut them up into little squares. Yeah, and it just makes life a lot easier to do, and especially because even if you want to glue, even if you're using wet glue, just gluing every single square is a bit of a pain, if I'm honest. So yeah, it's just easier just to whack a bit of tape on the back, and then, and also because when you peel it off, if you peel off all, you know, I'm doing these like tab pieces with my main strips. When you come to doing the squares, if you just peel off all the tape and just use a pin to kind of position it, or a pokey tool or a pair of tweezers, it just makes life a lot easier. So yeah, that's what I would do. Thank you, Anne. So let's stick these on here. Now the reason why, you're probably wondering why I went for a narrow. So on this strip here, it really, if you were going to do it the way we'd normally do it with that kind of measurement, the width, you'd normally have it a little bit taller. But because these are all 6 3/4, I didn't want to make those taller. So although they're not as, you know, they're not as wide, it doesn't stand out. Whereas if I'd made them, you know, I'd made them 7/8, 6 7/8 instead of 6 3/4, you'd really notice. So that is why I did that. So just in case you were thinking, why has she gone for 6 3/4? She should have gone for 6 7/8. That's why. Right, let's stick these onto here like that. Ooh, and for those of you who like festive, like traditional Christmas colours, there is another pack coming up in a few weeks, which is a traditional Christmas, more traditional Christmas anyway. It has got a bit of pink in it as well, but it's more traditional than some of the ones I've done recently. I'm trying to do a bit of a mishmash of Christmassy papers at the moment. And oh, and also who I can't remember who wanted dragonflies. Vicky, was that you wanted dragonflies? I think it was. Next week, dragonflies are coming your way. So hold on to your hat for that one. Dragonflies are coming your way. So you'll be happy to hear that. Right, so stick these down. So as you can see, it looks really no, it wasn't you. Okay, I can't. Might have been the other Vicky, maybe. Somebody wanted dragonflies. Can't remember who it was. Somebody wanted dragonflies. Anyway, dragonflies are coming your way. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so this card, I think it looks quite complicated, but as you can see, it's relatively quick to do. It's just getting those folds and thingy bob lines, you know, and I do think it's easier if you just go top to bottom. You do end up with your fold line, but to be honest, there's that much going on that you know, you're not really going to notice it. And it also helps for sticking your squares down as well. So yeah, right, let's stick this one in. There we go, and that one there. Okay, so your squares, let me just clear away my big mountain of tape liner. So your squares, you need in total, right, again, so this depends on how you want to decorate this. So with this, I have decorated it, I've cut out squares so that I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So that's how, Diane, you want dragonflies, good. Yes, well, you've got dragonflies next week, so wait for that. Is it next week? No, not next week, week after next. We got next week's Christmas one, week after next is dragonflies. So yeah, I've done 14 squares. If you want to, you can also cut out squares for these side pieces, but I haven't bothered with that because that would mean 28 squares. That's a lot of squares. That's a lot of squares. So yeah, I've gone for 14. And so these, the mat measures, I think I went for 7/8. Yeah. So the mats, I've gone for 7/8 by 7/8. And then the patterns are 3/4 by 3/4. But as I said, if you're using just pattern, so on my original I've used silver glitter card, and I actually went for 3/4 by 3/4 on the just on that because I wasn't doing any patterns. But yeah, you can, you know, it's up to you how you want to do it. Right, so these are going to go, if I squash this flat, they're going to go on all these inward squares. Apologies if you can hear my phone buzzing. I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb before I came on. So every time I get a text message, it goes off. So I'm going to put it on all of these squares here. So it is quite tight doing it 7/8, but if I didn't do it that way, then your patterns would be absolutely tiny. Oh, that's got no tape on it, that one. Have to add some tape to that in a minute. And as I said, these layers, I've had these cut out since, goodness me, for a good few months. And so I was a bit concerned I would have lost some of the squares, but thankfully it doesn't look like I have. So we will see whether I have or not. Okay. I'm trying, because I've got flowers on these pattern pieces, I'm trying to make sure I've got them the right way up, so I don't end up with upside down flowers. So yeah, how is your Christmas crafting going? And the other thing as well was, do you want to see me do an advent calendar? I've had a couple of people want advent calendars. I have got one that I'm I'm going to do a tutorial for it. I don't know whether I'm going to do it on live. I might do it on live, I don't know. It depends on whether you want. It's probably better to do it on a tutorial, to be fair, because I think that trying to do it on a live could be a bit chaotic, to say the least. But yeah, I've got an advent coming up, and I know some people wanted gift boxes and things, so I'm trying to think up some more ideas. I saw one recently that Donna Gray did, which I really liked, so I'm probably going to have a go with that at some point as well. I just need to get my head around it because I've made it, but I had to sort of keep rewinding. Again, that was a live stream. I had to keep rewinding just to catch up and be like, right, okay, what am I doing next? So yeah, I just need to get my head around that, and then I think I might do that. Right, so that's all those squares, and then the other ones I'm going to do are these outside indented ones. Vicky, yeah, I knew there was a Vicky, so it was Vicky West, right? Not the other Vicky, not Australian Vicky. That's cool. Yes, so yeah, they're coming up not next week, but the week after. I did go all out this week, and I was seriously regretting it this morning after having 6 hours sleep last night and waking up and not knowing if up was down or down was up or what I was doing. So I was like, oh dear. So I actually made, because I had to make that sample card. I hadn't made it, and all I had for this card was a template like, which I've made out of just basic card, and it didn't have any layers on it. So I had all my pieces cut out, so I was like, great, but I haven't actually tested to make sure that the mats fit and the patterns fit and the whatever. I was like, you're just gonna have to do it. You're just gonna have to do it because you've cut those pieces out, and it's got the right papers, because these papers have been ready for a long time. So yeah, I just went with it. So we're doing it. We're doing it. Just gotta. I'll probably go lie in a darkened room after today. Oh, Diane, you're having a cold front move through Texas. It's only going to be in the 90s this week. Okay, I'm trying to remember what the 90s is in Celsius, because that's Fahrenheit, isn't it? It still sounds hot though. Is that not hot? The 90s? Is that not hot in Celsius? I feel like it is. I don't know, but I do feel like it is. Which was that one? That one there. Let's go here. To really concentrate with this bit, make sure I don't get in the wrong place. And then that one doesn't have any tape on it, so let me quickly add a bit of tape. Annie, sorry everyone, went for a walk whilst the rain had stopped. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's raining here. It's raining here. I can hear it and see it. Oh yes, my left hand window, it's beating a lot, beating upon my left hand window. In fact, I can hear it beating on the window now. The joys of autumn. Apparently there's been some high winds in England as well. Heard of a few bridges that are shut. So that's always fun. And I'm just staying at home, which is nice. Don't have to go anywhere apart from school run. So that's good. It's the way I like it. Right, the last square is going on there. Like that. And then that. 32, goodness me, 32. Woo, that is hot. We had, that was our little mini heat wave. I think was it last week or the week before we had that mini heat wave? That was 30 in its 30s, 32, 33. Wowzer trousers. Right, so there you go. There's your card all decorated up. So then what I'm going to do is just put a white piece on the back. Now, on the back, you can have it, do it how you want to do it. So if you feel like there's not enough space there, or you don't really want to put it there, you could put them on these two pieces here, or you could put them just on here and then pattern there. It's really up to you how you want to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that just in the middle there. The other thing as well, if you want to, you can cover up these tabs as well. I'm not going to bother, because the person who receives this probably, well, probably won't mind, is basically, they probably won't even notice, to be honest with you, but it's up to you really. You were being a smart Alec. All right, that's fine, I'll let you off. I wasn't sure, because some people, you know, they don't think. I've got friends who think that when it's like in the 30s, they're like, oh yeah, it's just about right. I'm like, it's not about right, it's absolutely roasting. And as well, because in England we have, it's just humid. I can't do humidity. Sorry, my phone's going off again. You have to bear with all the noises. Right, so this is the same size mat, and the white card is the same size as the pattern would be for it on the front. I'm going to go ahead and stick this down like that. Oh, there we go. So that is that. So let's just fold this back up again. And then all we need to do... Are you going to have a go for your son's birthday, Julie? Yeah, good plan. Good plan. You could do so much with this. It would look really good as a mail card, actually, because you could really, you know, really go for it. On the original one, I was thinking about putting things down the side, but I decided not to. But you could, you know, you could do that. And then I'm going to use this, which I've cut out in advance, and will be nice and what's the word? Organised today. And this is a Coco Rosa Studio die. I don't know if they still have it. They might do, they might not, I'm not sure. But that's going to go in the middle there. And I feel like I want to cut out some autumnal leaves and have them coming out at the top and bottom. So I think I'm going to do that. So let's get this. I'm going to use pads, I think, or actually tape, foam tape, because I want to get it so it does actually stick up. It is going to be a hand posted card, so I don't have to worry about that. Let's just turn this over. Little tip as well with foam tape. I've shared this before, but if anybody's not seen it, if you wipe your scissors with a wet wipe before you cut your foam tape, then it's less likely to stick on your scissors, because I find if you cut foam tape, you end up with stick all over your scissors. So doing it this way, you don't end up with that, which is good. Right, let's just stick that on there like that, and then one more piece on the bottom. Hopefully it's still got a bit of, ooh, I should have wiped that again really, because it's dried out. It had dried out a little bit. So that is that, and I am going to cut some flowers out, because I've just remembered as well, I've got that metallic paper pad from DRK Crafts, the first edition one, and I think some leaves cut out of the copper coloured mirri would be amazing. So I'm going to do that. I think it needs it. So let's just turn this round, stick that down there like that. This is going to go on here. I'm going to go slightly higher than the middle, just because I feel like it needs to be slightly higher. I need to make sure that I'm not going outside of the parameters of my card. Yep, so that's that. And then let's cut out some leaves. I've got, I think it's a Coca-Rosa one. I've got some Coca-Rosa dies from, where was it from? Oh, a few months ago now. Might have even been, not sure when it was, but yeah, I've got some leaf dies from them. Let me find them. Maybe it was in love. Oh no, it's here. Here we are. Yeah, these are the ones. So these are the Coca-Rosa Studio dies. So these were from last year. I think probably either the beginning of this year or last year sometime. But I just thought some of these sorts of things, and these particularly, that's like an acorn leaf, but this sort of thing, you could have just like some random leaves just coming out, and I think that could be quite nice. I'm not sure if they've still got this die. They might or they might not, but I know they do have similar. So if you can't get these exact ones, they do have some other ones. In fact, I think I've just ordered some, because I have just I've just done another order with In Love and with Coca-Rosa. That's my original. Just clearing my die cutting machine so I can actually cut some leaves out. Right, where's my foil pad? There it is. Right, let's have a look. Let's see what colours. See, I know I've used gold, but I quite like the look of, where is it? Well, there's that one. That goes quite nicely. And where was I've got gold. Oh, have I used all the copper? Oh, it's this one. Yeah, it's that kind of colour. I've got a few left, so I might do a bit of that. And I might do a bit of gold as well. I'm just going to go a bit of gold, a bit of copper. That's all right, Teresa. Don't worry, Yvonne. This one. This is the one. This looks like a good colour to go for. I'm going to go with a bit of just different textures and different colours. I'm going to go a bit of that, a bit of that. And then I think maybe a bit of that as well. Oh, actually, no, these don't die cut. Oh, no, they should be right for the bit. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it. And a bit of gold as well. I think those three colours look good to me. Yes, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, everybody, please. That would help me. And also, if you can share the card, the video, if you can just do what you want. Because at the moment, YouTube doesn't like me, I don't think. I don't know. It's just my views oh, sorry, I'm dropping things on the floor. My views and stuff have gone down, so I just need them to go back up again. I know as well, obviously, because when I first really started to upload, it was COVID, so obviously people were home. So I get that part of the decline is because people are back at work, people are back doing things, people are back going out holidays, etc. Plus summer. But even so, if you can just help me out, that would be good, because this is my main income earning at the moment, and with bills going up, I need a bit of help. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go and get a normal job, which I don't really want to do, because I don't feel that's what I should be doing. And I also don't want to abandon the channel either. The birthday die. Yeah, no, it's not in the description yet, Diane. I haven't put it in. It's from Coca Rosa Studio. I don't know if they've still got it or not. They might have, but it was from a while ago. So I will have a look after this and see if it's still on their site. If not, then because I know they don't, you know, they have a die for a certain amount of time and then that's it goes. And if it's sold out, it's sold out. I don't think they really bring it back. So I'll have a look and I'll see if I can find it. But yeah. Ooh, oh goodness me, I'm just clumsy fingers today. I'm dropping everything. I'm dropping everything. Right. There we go. Look how nice those leaves look. Just dropped a die cut on the floor. That one, and that one. I'm going to do them out of all the colours. I might not use them all, but I want to cut them out just to make sure, you know, because I don't know what I'm going to want to use and what I'm not going to want to use. So let's put that on there. Some of these little bits aren't popping out either, but that's fine. We can manage. Right, let's put that on there. This one on here. Great for you to get your little scraps. Put that over the top. And then cut the whole lot out. There we go. Run that through. I was sort of organised, but not that organised, so I didn't manage to get all this sorted, but never mind. Oh, that's that one. And this, so that's that. That's that, and then we'll just cut them out of the mat as well. Don't worry, yeah, you can catch up later. You can catch up later, definitely. Thank you for joining us anyway, though. For popping in. Right, let's put that on there, and that can go on there. Oh, I didn't do this one, did I? Huh. Meant to do this one, didn't? Oh well, let's do this one with this card, and then there we go. Now is this going to fit on my, yeah, just about going to fit on my little plate, so that's good. Right, let's just slide that onto there. I was going to cut round it, but I really should, because I was going to indent all those cut lines on my plate. They're going to emboss themselves onto my mirror. But anyway, we'll just put it through a little bit, and then that way hopefully it won't. There we go. Oh, whoopsie daisy, one's moved again. I should really tape them into place, but being a bit lazy, so we will just go for it. Oh, a couple of them have gone over the edge, but they should be fine. It should be fine, I'm sure. We have what we have. Okay. There we go. Right, let's move these out of the way. And then, oh, these colours are really going for it. Look at that. Look at all those together. Very nice. Very autumnal. Very nice indeed. This one's being a bit stubborn. Come on, there we go. Right, so let's move these pieces out of the way. And then let's just quickly poke these out and get them on. So you could put some down the sides as well. I don't know whether that's going to be too much. We'll have a look and see. We will have a look and see what is the best way to decorate. Okay, there's that one. Let's move that up there. And put my pin on my magnetic, this thing here, whatever it's called. Right then, I think I'm going to use my pinflair glue for this. I'm loving my pinflair at the moment. Right then, I'm going to take that off with a I've put a little plug on my pinflag glue, but I only used it earlier, so it won't be that, yeah, it's not going to be that set. Right, so I reckon we just need a few kind of just coming out. Now I need to not go too much above the, too much out, you know, out the side of the card, because I don't want it to stick out. But I'm thinking like 3 of each. Maybe that one there, or maybe we should go with, I think probably that needs to be gold. The gold one needs to be on the top, and I think this one here needs to be that back one. So let's take that one out. That one in there like that, and that one in the middle. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, cool. Let's do that then. So I'm just going to put a few little blobs just on the back of that, and then just tuck it under here like that, just making sure I'm not putting glue where the gap is, and also making sure that I'm not putting what was I going to say, I'm not going over the edge. That's what I was going to say. I'm just going to do it on the bottom section. I should really poke out all my little holes, but anyway, I'm not going to. Apologies if my head gets in the way, hopefully it won't. So that can go like that. This one I am going to poke the bits out of. Yeah, exactly. I just think, I think the leaves just add a little bit extra on the front, but like you say, there's quite a lot going on with the papers, so you don't really need them. I just like the idea of having a little bit extra, just to really make it very autumnal indeed. And also, I don't really use these. I don't really use foliagey type dies that often, because I usually, by the time I get to decorating, I'm like, oh, I'm done. So I don't really go. I see people with lovely, wonderful decorated cars, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that looks amazing. But I just lose the will to live after a while. So I tend not to really go for all the fluff. There we go. So that's that one there. And then on this side, I think we need to do a similar kind of thing. So I think we're going to go with, I'm going to pop my bits out of that one. I think we're going to go with that one. Can be here. And then the shiny leaf can go over here. Like that. And then I think we'll go with a gold. Might go with a gold acorn or a gold. Did I not cut? No, I didn't cut out of gold, did I? I want a gold one of some description. Maybe I should go with that one and then change this for the acorn. Yeah, I might do that. I'll change that for the acorn one there. And then that one can go in the middle. Yeah, we'll do that. Okie dokie. So let's add, so if that's going to go there, I just need to put it on those bits of leaves there. Like that. Let's get rid of that bit there. Come on, Mr. Hole, out you come. There we are. Right, and then just lift this up. That's another reason why I use foam tape rather than pinfag glue on my greeting, because I wanted to be able to lift it up without then, you know, it all completely coming off. So that's that one. Let's put this one on. Okay. There we go. It's going to go under there. Let's just lift that up. Slide it under. Oh, I've got a strip in the way, but never mind. It's fine. And then I need to pop these bits out. No, Pepsi, you can't go out there now. I'm afraid you have to wait, darling. Yeah, I've got cat wars going on in my house. The older one is still not getting on with the younger one, so I'm trying to keep them separate so we have minimum battles. But the older one who's in with me at the moment, she's decided she doesn't want to be in here anymore. She wants to go out there, but I can't let them out just yet. You have to wait, Pepsi, I'm afraid. You have to wait, darling. You will have to wait, my dear. Right, let's just add a bit of glue onto here. Don't start growling at her. It's not friendly, is it? I have a nasty feeling, actually. I'm going to have to trim off. That middle stalk, because I think the foam tape is going to get in the way. So let's just in like that. Yeah, there we go. Yes, I know, Pepsi, I know. Just wait. You're going to have to wait. Because you're only going to fight her the moment you walk through that door. So, yes, don't look at me like that, all innocent. I know what you're up to. Right. Where are we up to? Regina, so my paper, if you go into the description below, so below the video, you've got the bit where it says about, it says more. So under the main title, there's like a bit of a description, and it says more. If you click on that, and then it takes you through to the description. Excuse me, we'll have another language, thank you very much. And it's iced images in one word, .etsy.com. If you go through that, it'll take you to my shop on Etsy. The die cuts are from, so the dies, the Happy Birthday dies from Coco Rosa Studio. I will put a link for that when I know if they've still got it in. The leaves, I think they've definitely got something similar to that. So again, I'm going to go, as soon as I come off the live, I'm going to go have a look on Coco Rosa and see if I can find those dies, and I'll link them below. Oh my goodness, Pepsi, chill, love, chill. Sorry, my cat's really going for it. Yeah, so there we go. I don't think I need to add any more because the papers are really busy. And so, yeah, but I'm pleased with the way that's turned out. It's turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to. I think I did this card for one of my craft hauls. I think I used my Birthday Bonanza papers on it. But yeah, it's turned out really nicely. So that is, oh goodness, let me just sort this cat out, please. Pepsi, stop. Stop. If she's out here, I don't want you to be fighting. Right, anyway, let's see. Hopefully they're not going to start hissing at each other. Right, so yeah, so I'm quite pleased with the way it's turned out in total. I've got a messy desk now, got a real craft math going on. So I will go, and as soon as I come off, I will go and put on the rest of the links that I need to put on. I wasn't sure what I was using when I first did this, so that's why when I put the links on, I put the description, the measurements on, but I didn't put anything else because I wasn't sure what I was doing for my decoration and my sentiment. So that is that one, and then the blue one at the back is that one. So those are the two. You can't really see them, they're so big you can't have them on the screen at the same time. They're both fighting for position. But yeah, so there you go. So that is the live for today. So I hope you liked it. Go and have a look over on my Etsy, and also keep your eye out because I did a flash sale over the weekend from Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's obviously now finished, but I probably will be doing another flash sale at some point, but I'm not quite sure when. So if you know, yeah, just keep an eye out for that really. If you favourite my shop, then I think you'll get a notification for it. So yeah, have a look out for that. But yeah, this is the Autumnal Fields papers. So yeah, go check those out. Right, I'm going to poodle off then. Go and sort the cats out. And yeah, right, I'm going to take you off the ceiling for a second. So beware, it's going to get a bit shaky. It's going to get shaky. Just, oh, there we go. So there's a close-up of the Happy Birthday. And a close-up of the Merry Christmas. So there we go. So hope you have a go. I will try and do a video for this. I'll probably do it today while it's still fresh in my mind. And yeah, I will see you all next week, hopefully. So see you all next week. Thank you for joining me. Like, please, thumbs up. Don't forget to share it if you can. And yeah, I'll see you all next week. So bye everyone. Have a good week. Have a good weekend. See you next week.